Welcome everyone to Not the News. It's good to be with you here. Nikki, have a good week?
Hi.
Good week so far?
Good week. Yeah, I can't believe it's already Thursday.
I can't believe it's Thursday.
No, I tried to wake up. I'm trying to do this thing where I become a morning person again.
It's hard.
It is. I woke up at 6:30 this morning, so I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Well, can I give you a piece of advice I learned this week?
Yes.
Do not sign up for the state's do not call list or do not text list, okay?
Okay.
As soon as I signed up for it, my phone has gone nonstop. I think these trolls get on there because now they know it's a real number and they know no one enforces this stuff. So just a tip for me.
That's
okay?
a good to know.
That is a good tip there. So you have a third voice come in here, and Nikki,
Yes. Not me.
you discovered, and look, as soon as I say that,
Oh my gosh.
can you believe it? I get one.
Another phone call.
I got one.
Oh.
As soon as I did that. All right. So, and now I'm back, okay? And Nikki, you discovered our guest, and I've researched extensively our guest, and I couldn't wait for her to come join us on the show. So without any further ado, please say hi to Morgan Myles, artist Morgan Myles.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, it's great having you here. You're quite the story, actually. So
boy.
where do we...
I'm so excited to have you here.
Oh gosh. Now I'm scared.
Is insanely talented.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
I was listening to your music on the way here. I've listened to it before, but then I brought it back up on the way here, and it's just your voice like takes me to church almost.
Thank
Do
you.
you know what I mean?
Thank you. I try. I
It's like a chill bump kind of voice.
Well, I'm excited because really I feel like the best project I've ever done is about to come out. So I'm really excited.
And this is the live album, right? Or that
No,
was just
so the
happened.
live
This is a
album
studio
happened,
one,
yeah,
right?
So there's a studio album that I wrote like 80 songs for in 5 months. It took over a year and a half to make this record, and just so many incredible players on it. Great producer. Like I'm really, really pumped. I'm just like finally a record that I feel like really, really represents me. Now the live album, of course, represents me. It's just a different body of work.
Ross Hogarth, though, who is producing this one, right?
Yes.
He's associated with rock and roll acts mostly, right?
yeah.
If I look, so that's kind of interesting for you, and you're kind of blending a whole bunch of different formats when you sing.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing with Ross, like a lot of times now, today's world, you're sending in full demos and we're like, no, we want a guitar vocal. We kind of just went old school with it but it makes a lot of sense. I would want a flat line as a producer to let the song be produced as it should, and versus like, here, this is where it's going. I would rather have all the songs on the same level just to cohesively, once best song wins, and then put it all together.
And yeah.
You wrote 80 songs for this album.
Yeah, in 5 months. And it was so funny because I go, Ross, I've got nothing left to say. Like, you need to like just let me know, like, what are we missing? He goes, good. I was waiting for that. I just needed to say. I was like, are you kidding? He's like, yeah, you got 2 records here. I was like, ah.
How do you narrow it down from 80 to how many songs are on this album?
12. Because it'll be vinyl. So when you have vinyl, you have to really stick into like a and so yeah, I mean, how do you narrow it down? He narrowed it down. He became my A&R over my label. So with that, it was just he really was passionate about certain ones, and I'm so close to them all, so I kind of just took his lead on things, and I'd push back if I was like, no, I don't really like that one. But yeah.
You're what's known as a 5-octave singer. Can you explain?
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Okay, so most singers are either 1.5 to 2. Really good singers are 2 to 3. But when you get to like Axl Rose and Mariah Carey, then you're talking
we're on that
5-octave
level.
singers. Yes,
Okay,
it's a rare phenomenon.
Yeah, I don't.
How do you find that out? First of all, like,
This is so cringy to say, but I would
Be
find
cringy.
I would find out like different places in my voice during live shows, and like if I was truly feeling it, all of a sudden like the whistle note happened, and I would just keep going up and up, and it's like something came over me spiritually or something. But once I do it one time, I instantly in my brain know how to go right back to that place.
You like unlocked that.
Yes, how to get there. Because even like, I feel like even when I first learned how to like yodel, that's like a crazy different inflection on a high note of your like top end. And that might have gotten me there at some point, but it was during a live show where I just took the risk, I guess. And I just went there, and all of a sudden it was like, whoa.
So were you like, when you did it, you were like, oh, wait. Were you like,
I went there.
or were you just like,
I was just in the motion. It's always the emotion of it.
That's
so
crazy.
emotional.
That's very funny.
So the truth, though, I think.
Well, when did you start singing?
I was little. There's nobody, musical in my family, but
that's funny.
I guess I just sat down. My mom wanted a piano in the house just for like decorations, I guess. It was just like a dream. But I sat down at 3 and started playing, and she like calls my dad, and she's like, "Dan, am I crazy or is this good?" And they were always supportive though. My mom started taking piano lessons with me at 5.
Oh,
I was too young.
That's pretty
She
great.
hated it. But it definitely got me started in the whole process, and I was really hooked.
I think this is a lesson for parents, because even if you don't have musical in your family, just put a piano out and expose them to it.
Yeah. I mean, I was already like nonstop singing too. Like, those baby nose pickers that look like a microphone? Yeah. That was my favorite toy. She still has it.
Oh.
She still
That's going to come back. You realize that,
right?
Oh,
she already has. Yeah. Oh my gosh. My family, any moment you can like bring out a bad picture, they're going on Christmas mugs. Okay?
The moment Morgan becomes that 10-year success in Nashville is the moment her mom pulls the nose picker out immediately and does that right there.
Yeah.
But you're already a success. How did you go from where you were to getting on the Voice and meeting those guys?
Oh, Lord. I mean, I was asked to be on The Voice many, many times, and I kind of just always passed on it. But after a really bad manager and a really bad booking agent and then, a pandemic, I just was like, I have nothing to lose. I'll decide later if I should do this or not. But anyways, I really am glad I did it because it ended up, the show was really good to me. And I remember calling all like my friends that were previously on the show, and they're like, yeah, you have to sign the contract. But they're like, just don't win it. Don't win it. And I was like, okay. So I got to the end, got to the finale, last female standing, and I was able to get my story out on a massive platform.
Sure.
And again, like the show was so good to me. And I took it as that. I didn't want the contract that was attached to it. But yeah, I mean, and then I signed with a great label not too long after that I'd already kind of started talking to, but that was, my Hallelujah was just my label president's favorite thing. And they don't ever sign people that have been on like Idol or The Voice. So honestly, that almost hurt me. But
is that Blue Elon? Is that okay?
Yeah, they're a very, very artist-friendly label out in LA, and they're more based in Americana, but they're just great. Like, they're just fantastic people. And in this day and age, I think that's kind of hard to find with like a crazy world, but they're all about the music, and I'm just like, thank God.
Wait, you said don't win it. Everybody said don't win it. Is it because of the contract?
Yeah, because I mean, and honestly,
they own you.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially signing it. The thing is, like, obviously, they're two different things. So on a label side, it's like all of a sudden they're throwing another person versus like really building your team, your cheerleaders, like the people that are really going to push for you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, each year of all the seasons, it keeps getting revised more and more and more and more. So, yeah, it's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's not your typical way that you would probably want to enter into building your team.
Yeah.
So.
But along the road, the process here, you've become so popular on social media now. Can you believe that? I mean, sometimes you have to look at the number of followers that you have and the influence that you have and the things that you're doing
I need a lot
as a
more.
result. Right, you need a lot more.
I mean, honestly, I think every artist out there will agree that social media is just like the death of us because we're not influencers. We're having to travel so much and write music that takes hours. We're having to record that takes hours, and every step of the way, we're having to interrupt it with.
Hold on.
Yes.
I gotta get a post
I gotta get this. And I mean, I remember I was so embarrassed because Ross at one point is like, Morgan, put the phone away. Like I'm like 16, and I'm like, no, we have to have this for? I'm like, I don't want to be on it, but you have to like capture everything you're doing and then how long it takes to make all the videos. But at the same time, it's free marketing and you are able to be so close to your fan base, and wild things happen for a lot of people that like all of a sudden they became these viral sensations, and it's just definitely different than the 10-year town that I was raised in. And I think we're still trying to uphold that and that integrity of like good quality and you know who you are. But I'm trying to find my way, like, because I'm like, social media is hard. I just always want to be my authentic self, and it's hard to do that sometimes on that, I feel like, because you're like,
impossible. Well, except for Nikki. Nikki's really good at being her authentic self on her social media. I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm very much joking. No, you're the cringiest social media person.
You're so
I'm just kidding. That is me.
rude.
I'm joking.
You are so rude.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
We have a thing. I always put the camera in his face, and he loves it. He loves it.
I just know that, every time we used to do the red carpet, and we still will be doing the red carpet, every time you used to do the red carpet, and you'd like talk to the Horizon nominees and stuff like that, and you'd be like, so tell me, did you get here last year? Did you just start? And then they're like, no.
Like
I've been doing this for 15 years.
But that's not
And that's
anymore.
consistent, right?
Yeah.
That's really, and but for me, I'm like, I've been here 20 years. So, everybody has a different journey. And I have to keep reminding myself that. I learned that a long time ago in this town, because it's like everybody's on their different path. And, I think with the social media, for me, what the hardest transition is, it's like, so you spend so much time crafting a song out of, picking the song, recording the song, mastering the song, to only dumb it down to 15 seconds. It's like, that's where it gets a little tough for me, because I'm like, why are we making a joke out of something that's not a joke?
Yeah, it took you a lot of time.
It's just like finding
I never actually thought of that moment.
Yeah, it took you a lot of time to create it, and
there's so much depth to it. So, but I'm finding my way through it, and
punching your way through it.
Yeah, and it's like, again, it's here to stay. So it's like finding your voice through it, and that takes time.
So you moved here 20 years ago?
Yeah. It's crazy. I know.
From Williamsport?
At 5 years. She moved here when she was 5 years old.
5 years old.
So now she's at 25 years old.
Little baby moving to Nashville.
Absolutely.
I mean,
just a baby.
Leaving with the bag over the shoulder there. And she's just like, Mom, Dad, I got to go to Nashville, Tennessee. Bye.
I did.
Just give me my nose picker and I'm gone.
Is this thing on?
Is your family all still up there?
No, Mom and Dad live here.
Oh,
yeah.
But you move around a lot now. You're here. You're Austin. You're Muscle Shoals. Is that all for the record? That's where you write.
I write a lot there, and then I record in LA. Well, yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of soulful Southern, writers there, like James LeBlanc. But me and Gary Nichols, who, me and Gary just really, really write well together. I think we have like 7 cuts on the album together. Like, I mean, even the last 2 songs out of my brain going dead ended up on the record. So out of all those 80, but and then I begged him to be on the record, so he's singing all like the BGV parts on the record pretty much. And because I said, I was like, I just want that one voice.
He doesn't normally do that, does he? Like,
no.
You kind of convinced.
He's a tough one.
Yeah.
And I was intimidated by him at first, but my very first single that's coming out May 30th, How Does That Sound? That was our first song we wrote together. And he goes, well, that was pretty damn good. And he goes, you know what? We can write anytime you want. I'm like, okay. And from there on, like, it's like when he's in it, he's in it. If he's not feeling it, it's like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? He just doesn't, like, but I totally respect that. But I was like, we really, really wrote really great together.
Guys like that, Nikki, you get like one shot at.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, they're like, everyone wants to be with them. It's like, don't waste my time.
Yeah.
So, but that is pretty amazing.
It is. Yeah.
I want you to tell me your songwriting process. I'm so fascinated by this world and I know nothing about it. So like, what is I know when I sit down to like write a story, what I would do. Is it the similar? Do you have a routine you do? Do you have to have a candle lit? Do you have to be in a certain place? Do you have to be inspired? Like, do you need
Are you like very like anal OCD?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, no, I do this.
But I feel like I need things to get me inspired. Or do you just
No, I think it just like hits you.
Yeah.
And then you write that like
you carry
line
a notebook
or
around.
whatever in your phone.
And that's it.
and then sometimes I'll do like a voice message, and then then when you're sitting with like your co-writer or something, you start just passing out ideas together, really, and then like sometimes you're writing with like a track guy, but for this record we definitely didn't. It was all about what we needed to say.
I've been out with songwriters before, and you'll just be having a conversation and something will hit them, and they'll just pull out a little notebook, like a spiral bound notebook, and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just taking some notes.
Yeah,
it just popped in my
head.
head.
Because somebody will say something in conversation and you're like, hey, that's a song.
That's a song.
Yeah.
That's a song right there.
Yeah.
So
tell me about this album. You said this is the album that's most like you. How so? What is the theme of it? Is it about?
It's, my life has been up, down, every merry-go-round, and it embodies just that, I think, the maturity of life, the chapters that's got a lot of my just faith and perseverance and a lot of love here and gone. And even there's one song called American Sky that even talks on like the issues that I feel like that are going on in the world, but in a very bipartisan way, which is me. I'm very independent. And these are just things that it's like, basically the sky is like the mother looking down, watching over us and crying, and seeing what's going on in our world kind of thing. So it's like, a lot of the themes are just real, authentic depth, and even the up tempos, they're rooted. Like I think sometimes up tempos can feel very surface.
Sure.
And so the up tempos, like there's one called Que Sera Serenade. That's the next single coming out, and it's like about like literally the empowerment of leaving a toxic situation.
Oh,
I know.
Some little.
I think everyone has experiences in this department, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And you have to love yourself in order to make the best decisions and move on. And it's just that very, very freeing type anthem song. So, but it's got very much a Bruce Springsteen vibe of like we layered a ton of acoustic instruments on this record. That's really fun and rhythmic to give you even more of that drive. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
I think we spend a big part of our life.
You can do How Does That Sound pre-save.
Okay.
Please.
I'm going to do it. Everybody go to Spotify right now.
Yeah.
And go to
Morgan Myles.
Morgan Myles and
Morgan
search
Myles,
How Does It.
Myles with a Y, though.
Yeah, with a Y.
Make sure you get that right, okay?
Good call.
But the whole idea of putting out the album that you feel most comfortable with and gaining all this life experience there, it's like everyone gets to a point in their life, right, where you're trying to make everyone around you happy, and then you realize you can't, and you're like, I'm going to make myself happy, and if you all want to come along for the ride, jump on board. Let's get happy here.
Yeah.
So
I think too, it's like learning that you can't fix or change or help people unless they want to put the work in. And so you just get to a place like I had to protect myself. You can only empathize for so long. And that's when, enablement is happening. And so if it's not working, it's probably not going to get better. And it's okay. I have also realized letting somebody go or putting that distance can also be to help them. Because if they have been coddled, if they have been enabled, if they are entitled, if you keep doing it, then they're not going to learn and grow as a human, and they're not going to find their happiness.
This is what happens when you leave home at 5 years old and go out on your own. You become wise in so many different ways. So that's you right there.
Join my therapy camp.
I mean, it's pretty fresh. You just went through this kind of freeing rebirth, like breaking apart from something that's toxic. And
yes,
I imagine that your songwriting and all of that's going to reflect that as you continue.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about me splitting from my fiance, my ex-fiance now, and for me I'm honestly feel empowered that I just knew that I made the best decision. And I also feel that I feel bad for women that when they feel like they had to continue with a wedding because it was started and it was planned and invitations. And I was like, that didn't even go through my head at all. Like, maybe because I was on The Voice and I almost fell. I don't know, because I'm like, I'm not embarrassed. These are 200 people I know. Yeah. And I'm like, I have gotten so much support from people that have been through really toxic situations, and I feel like they were so understanding, and I feel like okay. And at the end of the day, we're all just you want to be with the person that makes you happy, your best friend, the person that you want to laugh with every day and have great deep conversations with and enjoy life with, and that's already, you know, disintegrating before you're married, then it's not going to work. It's not going to get better. And, you know, believe me, I hung in there. Something was just off.
You gave me chills when you were talking about when the whole process of a wedding starts. It encompasses you,
it does.
and you do feel obligated to be certain ways when you're not. And so when you said that, I was like, ugh,
you're so brave.
I get that, right?
Can I just say, like, it takes a lot of balls and a lot of bravery for you to be able to do that, because you're right. It's way easier to just go through with it.
No, I was like, it's more embarrassing to get a divorce. Also, I nannied 2 kids for, it was like, gosh, 8 years that lost their mom to ALS. Like, I knew their mom, and then she passed away. And for me, I became so, like, a mother figure for them. And I feel like I'm always thinking about kids. And if you have kids, just like I've always said, just don't weaponize me against things or that I've said to you in a vulnerable place. Like, words really matter. And, you know, you just can't weaponize. And then if I see it, like, happening to people I love or whatever, I know you're going to probably do it to children, and then I'm gone. That's my red flag. Like, I can hang in there through a lot of stuff, and I can be understanding and try to work through, but once you go so gutturally deep for me, I'm like, that's character.
Mm-hmm.
That's a double red flag.
That's a character thing.
Don't go
like,
in the water
type thing. I can't
thing.
teach you to tell you when you're upset, like, but because I'm going, but rooted, that's what you're feeling, that you want to attack.
Yeah.
That's
your go-to.
That's rough because you can't unhear those things.
Yeah.
Even if you say, I didn't mean to say it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, take a beat, process, go figure something out, because I'm not your enemy. If anything, I'm the one person that's here to help you through it.
I feel like I'm going through a therapy session right now.
I'm
getting a lot of it. What did I put in that tea right there? You're just like dropping some serious wisdom on it. It's a lot of wisdom right there.
I think it's a good lesson for all of us. I mean, we're all going through something, and walking away from it knowingly is sometimes way harder than staying, but you knowing what your boundaries are and what is good for you.
Yeah. And I mean, I hope more people find support system. I think too, I just have a wonderful support system. I have a great village of people. And when I'm thinking with my heart and not my head, I think it's great to have those people kind of be like, hey.
Yeah.
And I trust them with everything. And I know that they only want me to be happy.
So when did your parents decide they were going to move to Nashville and join you here? How long was that initially when you came, or
about a couple years?
When she was 5, Neil. When
yeah,
she was 5.
I mean,
7. She's 7. I'm doing the reverse math.
Yeah,
I'm smart.
I don't know how long they've been here now. Probably like 10 years now, maybe even more.
They love it?
Yes, they love it. It was such a good move for them. Unfortunately, there was my grandfather, who was like my dad's best friend. He came down with brain cancer. They're high school sweethearts from Indiana. So all of their families are in Indiana.
Yeah.
And I'm closer than Pennsylvania was. And so when he passed away, then my cousin at 30 ended up getting glioblastoma, and he passed away at 33. And then obviously my Mimi just passed away. It's like them being closer here, and also they needed a fresh start, and I highly recommend it to people. I think people get so comfortable. I'm so proud of my parents that in their like late 50s or mid 50s, they moved here to start fresh.
That's
because
amazing.
It kept them so young. You know, they're still water skiing. My dad goes on the road with me all the time, and he's a hoot. And, you know, it's
Wait, what did they name him when you're doing that country club stuff? They gave him a nickname that
Wisdom.
The Wisdom. I love it. They say she's drinking the Wisdom, and her dad's name is Wisdom.
yeah.
Shout out to Wisdom.
Shout out to Wisdom. I was like, don't give him that. It was like, but it's so funny. Oh my gosh. He's the best. So it was really good. And, you know, they started a whole new life, and they're better for it, for sure.
Yeah, that's not easy, picking up and moving anytime, especially when you're on the other side of the 50s.
They needed it. And I just kept saying, please, you guys need to change. Yeah. And they did. And it was it was everything that we needed for them, and I'm so happy.
I don't know. For my girls, it'd be harder for me being farther away from them, so it'd be soothing for me.
Yeah, and that's the kind of family we are. You follow at least one child. My sister lives in LA, so my dad ain't going there. He's not going.
Yeah. When you're doing your Blue Elon recording stuff, they can visit.
Ain't happening.
It ain't happening
Listen,
there.
we're Nashville over LA any day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You mentioned something earlier about almost falling on The Voice, and I don't know if a lot of people know that story, so I want you to tell what happened.
Well, okay, so put yourself in my shoes. It is the finale, and I'm the only girl. You know, they're trying to win Emmys too, like the crew, the wardrobe, everything. So I have this full choir for this Bonnie Tyler song called "Total Eclipse of the Heart," which is a really freaking hard song. I was like, what did I do to myself? But I have to walk down these stairs, and I'm in stilettos and this custom-made cape thing that they made for me with
fabulous.
This all one-piece, like, you know, beaded thing. And I'm having to walk down, sing with the choir, blah, blah, blah. I get down there, and by the way, you see on television how slick that stage is. So they put stuff on the bottom of your shoes. But for me, what happened was I was spinning around and the cape caught my stiletto and I tripped, but I didn't fall. Thank God. But what happened was on social media, before I even got back to the hotel that night, they had done that clip right where my crotch is, I feel like.
Right,
and I was like, by the time I got back, it already had like 250,000 views. And I was like, so the producer, he's like, well, do you want to change it? I mean, it does already have that. And I was like, no, because like out wide, it's not as bad. And I like look over and I'm like, woo, like played it off. I mean, we're human.
There's so many stories, though, especially from entertainment, of the worst moment on stage becomes your most popular, defining moment.
Oh, thank God that wasn't. For me, it was my Hallelujah audition. Thank God of the show. So thank God. Because if that ended up being my moment, I would have been bawling. But no, I didn't fall. I think I look at it way worse than everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of the artist who was telling a story about.
It could have been so bad. I mean, I've like, I mean, Wendy Moten on before the season before me, she fell.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see
and broke her like arm or wrist or something.
Oh my
gosh.
Because
the monitors are black, the stage is black. You got all these lights. She tripped over it.
Yeah, the
and
lights coming down on you, can't see anything. It's all blinding to you. That's wild.
Oh,
yeah.
See, no, that's not what you're known for. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah. Don't worry.
No, you're known for going on very small podcasts, like not the news. That's what you're known for.
Yeah, and wisdom.
So we appreciate that though very much. So when you describe your style of music and people that influenced you, and there's a couple songs where I almost hear a little Janis Joplin type sound in there,
Sang
right?
it last night.
And that's such a unbelievable defining voice in music there. So who does influence you? And I want to know about artists you've been out on the road with and some of the impressions that you've got from artists and watching them and learning from them.
Okay. So my
3-part question.
Okay, yeah.
Morgan, start with A.
My guitar teacher in Williamsport, he was such a gem. Dave Brumball, he was so tough on me. And he was the one to bring Eva Cassidy, Susan Tedeschi, Bonnie Raitt, Janis Joplin to my attention. I had torn my ACL. This is a true story in soccer. And my mom was like, goes to Dave and says, okay, you need to keep her like occupied because it's like a 9-month recovery. And I didn't sit still. I was a big dancer, everything. Oh, yeah. And so Dave goes, you're going to be Janis Joplin in our Woodstock show this year, but you need to learn every scat, every piece of dialogue, everything she sang. And that was
and talk like you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. It was a moment of a lot of research for me of how she connected her body to her soul. And when she was so connected within herself, that allowed people to connect to her. Yeah. And I think that was a big moment for me, and just the soul side. I mean, at that time, you've got all these big, powerful ballads and divas on the radio. But for me, it was the soul side. Like Carole King became a big influence for me as a writer because it was like these songs that transcends chapters in your life and means different things. So yeah, I was always kind of this old soul because it was so connected to my faith. And those women really had that like eyes are the window to your soul type vibe.
It's amazing.
Second part.
The second part is going out on the road with some of the artists that I know that we talked about Jake Owen a little bit earlier. You've been with Jake out on the road, but who are some of the artists that you've kind of been out hanging out with?
I literally kind of grew up in this town with Drake White, and I was opening for him for a bunch of dates, I think last year. Gosh, I'm forgetting everything. And that was great because he has, I feel like, a great audience that, and again, he's very rooted in a lot of faith. I think he comes from a preacher family. And so he almost preaches when he's on stage. It's great. I just played a live in a Vineyard event and I ended up singing with Riley Green for "You Look Like You Love Me." That song's hard.
It's a great song.
It was so funny because
he's so hot right now. Like,
he is like
Neil?
on top.
No,
of it.
hot.
I mean, I agree, but-
Okay, hot. I mean, like when you listen to any streaming service, every other
That's what I
song.
heard, right?
Yeah, I did too.
I mean, listen, Neil.
Okay,
You
he's
can
very
have
hot.
a man crush.
He's
You
very
can have
hot,
a man
and he's a
crush.
hunter, right? He'd rather be hunting than on stage. But like it used to be Morgan Wallen every other song, and now it's Riley Green every other
It
song
is,
on the
yeah.
streaming service. I don't know.
He is.
I'd rather listen to Riley Green. Sorry, Morgan Wallen.
They're both. I just.
Sorry.
He's more old school, like
Yeah, I
really
feel
about
that.
lyrics. I'm more of that vibe.
I totally get that. Totally understand that.
And Neil thinks he's hot, so that's
Yeah.
big.
And now next time I see
You
him,
and every other woman on the stage.
I'm literally going to crawl
Does
into
he
a
look
hole.
like Burt Reynolds?
I could see
A younger
that, the
Burt
mustache
Reynolds.
a little bit.
Like
yeah.
that, he could be his dad.
Yeah.
You know?
I could see that.
I'm just saying.
I think that, yeah.
Yeah, when he walks in the room, all the conversations seem to stop and be like,
Well, yeah, he's also like 6'5", isn't he? Like,
he's
so
tall. Yeah.
He's tall.
So anyway, enough about him. Okay. Give a little.
Neil's got hard
intense
eyes.
there.
Okay, another great one. Right out of college, I ended up getting this gig playing as a utility player and singing BGVs for an RCA artist on the Reba tour. And Reba became a huge, huge mentor for me. Like, she was so nice to me. And then her band became like, they recorded with me, they wrote with me, they played shows with me,
that's
and they
huge.
still are just incredible people. And anytime they I asked, they let me come and sit and watch rehearsals, and they taught me how to use in-ear monitors. And on The Voice, when you come home and you have to actually shoot your own B-roll. And so it's like, Reba, you're such a big part of my life and of how you influenced me. And I'm singing If I Were a Boy, and you did a cover of it. And I just want to bring in the women in country thing. And yeah, she's like, no problem, come on in. And she signed up. And next thing you know, she's a coach on The Voice.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I don't know if I had any part in connecting those dots, but it's pretty cool. I probably
So
didn't.
what you're
but
saying is
That's iconic.
she's as nice as she seems.
100%.
Okay, you're saying that.
She
Okay.
did not need to come up to me in catering and go, "Hey, girl, you doing okay?" And I'm like, "Reba." And it's cool because, yeah, it's really nice when you meet, your idols and they're that, and it has always influenced me because I was like, the way she treated me is how I want people to feel. Like, just by saying hello can make people feel that great.
Yeah.
But
She's
you
got
remember that
power.
too. Like, you remember that as
Right.
you advance
You
and you
do.
move on. You
I
treat
can
people the
remember
way you were
people
treated.
that made me feel like a piece of shit, and you were so like, man, that sucks, because I really liked his music, and now
Not
he's
anymore.
got a hell of an ego, and I don't like his music now.
It's
And then,
incredible that
yeah.
translation, and
Yeah.
people get that.
Yes,
That's what happened when I first met Neil. I was like, oh, he's pretty talented. I enjoy watching him on the news. And I met him. I'm like, God, he's such
oh
a
my
douchebag.
gosh,
And here you are, just by the way. Okay, so
Yeah.
obviously,
glutton for punishment.
Morgan, we need you to counsel her a little bit on moving away from her toxic relationships. if you don't mind helping us out here a little bit.
I got you.
I
I
had
got
nothing
you.
else to do this.
We used to always laugh on the red carpet, like it was the artists that you recognized that would see you, spot you, and walk right up to you and start talking, and they were the nicest people in the world. And then the artists that you really wanted to talk to sometimes, that, like Keith Urban.
I knew you were going to bring that. We have a story about Keith.
First of all, we love Keith Urban.
Okay.
When he first
10
moved
out
to
of 10
town
fan.
and he was with The Ranch, his band, right? I interviewed him on our noon show, and he opened up to me in a way I wasn't expecting at the time. Oh, gosh. And I've always respected him for that. Like, he really just sat down and kind of just let it all talk about his past. So I love him, but I only
love
joke.
him.
I joke because we were on the red carpet one time, Morgan, and he was there, and yet they have handlers at that level, right? And they have time frames, and they have to be in their seats by certain times. Well, Nikki's like, I'm gonna get Keith Urban. I'm gonna get Keith Urban.
Neil
so
was like, we're not gonna get him.
I'm
We're
like,
not gonna have time
you
for
can
it.
tell.
That was about
You
to
can
start.
tell by not the artist. You can tell by the handlers around them that they are not
hate
interested.
that.
Like,
hate
so
that.
so Nikki starts yelling to Keith, and he turns around, and our camera guy's got this. He gave her a look that it was
like scared. He was scared.
he literally thought someone's coming up to tackle him by the ankles.
yeah. That's amazing.
It was like
Right
this,
there.
like
It was
big eyes, like you're a psychopath.
It was one of those.
So we
it was one of
promised
those
not
great.
to do that.
I
to
won't
us
do
on
that.
the red
I will
carpet.
sit there and I will be dying laughing.
Okay.
And be like, what's up, guys?
Okay.
So you remind me of a lot of like Carly Pierce and
Yeah.
And her journey and where she and then just caught fire and all that stuff and Carly to this day will still spot us and walk right up to us and more interested in what's going on with us than
Yeah,
what's
she's
going
a
on with her.
sweetheart.
She really is a sweetheart. She's just a fantastic person.
Yeah.
So
Who would
we
be
love
your
that.
dream collaborator if you could work with anyone?
Oh gosh, that is so hard.
Like any genre.
Any genre?
Any genre. Doesn't
She already
have to be
got that
country.
with Nichols, so
I think I would go outside of my genre
Yeah.
and do something pretty wild. I mean,
too.
I would. Gosh, oh.
Like a Post Malone. 'cause
don't
that'd
you
be-
love?
or
Yeah,
a-
this is. We're gonna put you on the spot now for the next half hour. We're literally gonna just throw things at softballs at you.
No. I mean, I would feel like a Stevie Wonder, a Bruno
Oh,
Mars,
wow.
or like,
Sure.
or like Gaga, or something just really. I mean, I love a male and a female voice together, so it'd probably be like an emotional song. But like, I don't know, it'd be something totally in like John Legend.
yeah.
Yeah.
His voice. I'd be going after the voice. Ugh, the
All right,
voice.
well, let's put that out there.
I know. I need to pick one so I can really manifest.
Do it.
It's but it's incredible that like you'll meet someone and you'll be like, I'd like to work with you, like,
Yeah.
right, and that's kind of how this whole business is. And when you're in Nashville, you tend to meet a lot of different people and interact with a whole bunch of different formats and genres in this town, which just makes it kind of cool. We're not just a country town anymore.
No,
like
no.
we've changed so
we
much.
haven't even. I mean, it's not always been, but now really not. Yeah.
Yeah, when all the LA people and stuff started moving to Nashville to be producing it, the whole business really changed, actually. You can tell there.
A minute ago, Neil, you said we're going to throw things at her, and she does this really cool thing where you can give her words, and then she'll just write a song about it on the spot.
I don't have my guitar though.
Are you up for this though? Without a guitar,
Mine are out of tune right now because I haven't been playing very much. But
I don't. I need
Yeah,
a
we're in-
guitar. I would
you
think.
need guitar. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
See,
I know. I should have thought about this.
Maybe not. I don't know. We can try. Do you have a line?
It needs to be a line. I thought it was a word.
Oh, I mean, you can give me a word.
I have a word. I have a word. You have a word. We'll both pick a word. Does that sound good?
go ahead.
Okay. My word is papaya.
Don't you love this?
Papaya. Okay.
Oh, so we're
Give
just
me
going to make.
something emotional.
Let's make this
Okay.
You gotta give
absolutely.
me-
Let's make this impossible.
No.
What
I'm
even
gonna-
rhymes with
Expialidocious.
papaya?
Nothing.
Papaya. Papaya.
I'll do better. Okay. It needs to be something like.
I usually ask them to give me the hook of a song.
Oh, okay.
And then I explain what the hook is, which
So
is
explain.
typically the title of a song. But I mean, you can give me a good quote that always comes and shit. Like, what was one last night that someone said? It was like, oh crap, what was it? It was like, I don't know. It was about loving yourself. It was just,
Okay.
I'm forgetting, but
Stuff
there was
like, don't forget-
But I took
don't
like
forget
10,
who you are.
I took 10 songs or 10 of their hooks, and each one I just like made it a
Wow.
little chorus on the spot.
That's
type
kind of fun,
vibe.
actually.
Yeah,
That's
it
talent
is.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Okay, Neil, you do a hook then.
Oh, one was
no, I'm not
like,
gonna put
don't
you there.
use my kindness for weakness or something.
Oh.
That was one. That was one of them.
I like that.
So stuff like that has been what's going on.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Have you done the stages downtown? Have you been going around different doing the like honky tonk scene stuff very
I
much?
never did. See, when I moved to town, they were like the industry was really against doing that.
Isn't that crazy? Right.
Yeah. So I never really got into that. Of course, I played Acme several times because that was original music down there, and you got paid. I played the Eric Church like theater room. That's
That's
really
cool.
cool.
That's where I saw Ray
new.
Wiley Hubbard play. It was what a
it's new,
fantastic
and
venue
it
right
sounds
there.
Great, and played like a writer's thing there. Play the listening room. Play the Bluebird. Play Third and Lindsley. But I don't really do the downtown thing. I try to like. you know, I don't even know how to even get into that scene at this point, but I don't want to.
Thing,
I don't want to.
It's
too old.
It's
Yeah,
right.
it sounds exhausting.
Yeah, 25. When I was listening to your stuff, I totally, and I saw the Austin mention. I was like, I see you in dance halls, and I could see you just like totally dominating the audience in a Texas dance hall for some reason.
Texas?
Why is that? Yeah, Texas.
I'm still on this mission to make sure that Texas loves me, because Texas is its own entity. But
They'll tell you that immediately.
Yeah.
They don't hide that.
No, but
they
for
don't
some
know.
reason, when I do play there, I feel very supportive and loved. But at first, it didn't. Like years ago when I started, I was like, holy God, where do we start here? But maybe it's because, you know, I don't know if you know the artist Aaron Watson.
I love Aaron
Yeah,
Watson.
so-
There are artists like him and Kyle Park and
Yeah, I've played shows with Kyle. I've played shows with Aaron.
Right.
I actually recorded a Gaga cover with Aaron for his CoverGirl record. And like, I always kind of like to throw out there, it's like, hey, remember that song Cody Johnson released, Nothing on You? That's all the female BGVs, that's all me, okay? So love me, Texas.
all you have to
You
do.
got my heart.
All you have to do is listen to Aaron's song Fence Post, and you'll know
Okay.
exactly how he feels about Nashville and the mainstream music. But all these Texas artists, like, they tour on tour buses. They have huge houses and boats and everything, and they never leave Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm really
They
not
do-
interested in the rest of the business.
They do the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
But Aaron plays a lot more places around
is,
the
yeah.
country too. Like Iowa, I see him play all over.
Well, I think it was like once I started seeing Cody Johnson show up everywhere, he was a favorite Texas guy of mine.
I
I
love
started
Cody
seeing
Johnson,
Aaron more, and I started seeing a whole bunch of different artists more outside of Texas. It's like
Yeah.
it's because they carry that more traditional country
Yeah,
sound,
and that's
people,
starting to really take off again in a big way.
Yeah, and you fit that perfectly.
Like Zach
actually,
Top,
so.
kind of. Like,
Yeah, that's.
yeah.
I mean, he's very. Where's he from?
No, I don't. Maybe Texas.
He might be.
I don't
might
know. I
be.
shouldn't say it. I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm
But-
speculating.
Yeah, it's it seemed like country music got into having just a cute hook and no story, and then pop music started telling stories, and you were like, why is everything? What's happened with the universe? But now country music's starting to talk and tell stories again. It seems that's an amateur view of the business, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. But I think it's just because there's so much music coming out everywhere, and people are discovering it the way they want to discover it.
Yeah.
And so it's just different, you know? It's not mainstreamed like it used to be, which I kind of miss some of that, though.
Yeah.
But it did dictate what we were listening to, where this is much more, you know, discover on your own.
Yeah.
As a
type
consumer,
thing.
I like it because I feel like I'm not being fed the music. I can
Yes,
find
yeah.
what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just what they're giving me.
But for me, I'm going, but is it fed through this algorithm?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And
that
how
sucks.
like the fact that like a still picture of food can take off on TikTok and have millions of views, you're just like,
Yeah.
this
What
is
is
what
this?
we're trusting.
I don't understand what makes things take off.
I
and
don't either.
it's
No,
the
I don't.
craziest
There
thing.
is no.
Right.
It's,
I think
it's
yeah.
a crazy algorithm.
Yeah.
And
We had a chimney fire here in this house.
Oh my gosh.
And the fire crews came out, and it was training day. So it was like 50 firefighters responded to a chimney fire, which I had already put out before they got here. And I took a video of my house filled with smoke, all the firefighters on my front yard, and just, that was it.
hysterical.
There was
can you imagine like 50 fire? You're like,
in this quiet
They sent
neighborhood. And they all know who he
everybody.
is. They're all
They
like,
sent-
isn't it a guy on the news?
They were so super nice. But
gotta
anyway,
see this video.
I ended up posting it, just a clip, no music, no sound, no context. And it got 3 million views in like the first day. And I'm like,
Right.
how? And then I tried to recreate it over and over again. Like
Yeah.
I'm like
Never gonna
I'm trying to
happen.
set my house on fire. I'm trying to light things on fire. I'm
Never gonna
like,
happen.
can't
And-
AI just do that?
Yeah, right.
Just-
Probably.
I need a video.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend's daughter said it's because you came outside and you showed part of the American flag that hangs off the front of your house, and that somehow triggered some sort of. Your look on your face is the exact look I had in my face when she was
Isn't
telling me
it
this
about
stuff.
like what the caption is?
I didn't even caption it.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I'll show it to you. I'm
I
not
know.
kidding.
This is a rabbit hole.
You
Yeah,
just-
yeah, this is scary.
You look at my feed and it's like 3,000
This is
views.
no wisdom
4,000
talk.
views.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Not wisdom.
You're not bringing value.
I never do.
No,
You,
it's okay.
you always tell me that.
You guys
so
quit.
I totally get this.
Yeah,
I totally,
I'm gonna
right.
have to separate you two again.
Thank you very much. What do you do for fun? What's a good day for you outside of like making music?
Well, of course, I love doing that. Do what you love and you never work a day in your life. There's my wisdom.
That's a good one.
We take a break from the insanity for more wisdom with Morgan Myles with a Y.
Well, I live on the lake, and I just love being in the water anytime I can be with my puppy, and I love cooking. It's very creative for me with my family, and honestly, it's that simple. Just those days, just spending it on the lake are just like my favorite. I can relax and just chill out.
Unbelievably cool.
Yeah, and of course, spa days. I mean,
Oh, yes, girl.
I just did
Is that a once a week
framework
thing?
in town.
Isn't it great?
And it's like cold plunging,
Yes.
sauna, and then this sound pod thing. And it was so funny because I took my mom for Mother's Day to a cold plunge. She literally dipped and ran.
She
like
did it?
she could not do it. It was, oh my God, I was
hard.
dying. It's hard. It's all mental, but she
Yeah.
hates cold water. I mean, I hate cold
Nobody
water.
likes it.
No, but you feel fantastic
It's
afterwards.
detoxifying. It cleans
Yes.
out your adrenal glands.
No,
It's
it's
all that
amazing.
hocus pocus and stuff. Now
no,
go
it's real.
do a salt float, whatever.
I will do it all.
It's amazing.
I will
you
do
do
it
the
all.
salt float?
I'm like that person like, oh, this is what I should drink in the morning to make me feel alive. Let's do it. I'm
the
like
same
the
way.
person, like
Yeah.
I'm on the road. You should see like my baggie of like vitamins and, protein powders and like, I'm that
I'm
girl.
the same way. I'll do it all. Let's
I just
try
like,
it. Why
and
not?
yeah, because I'm like, I just always need to stay healthy.
Yeah. Oh,
You know, and it's like if I don't, like I swear this last tour, we did 50 shows in 3 months. It was like the allergy tour because we started in February in Florida.
The allergy
and he just
tour.
kept following all these places of like, let's bloom, bloom, bloom. It's
great.
blooming, it's blooming. Oh man, that was rough on the
50 shows in 3 months.
and
That's
I
a
didn't
lot.
miss a show. And through everything with my breakup and everything, it was just like
It's probably good getting on stage when you're doing that. Like,
well, when
right?
we broke up one night, because that was another issue, just kind of like these situations before I had to take the stage. And this was a solo acoustic tour where I was doing like a first exclusive listing of my next album. So it's very vulnerable, very intimate. And after that night, an hour before the show, once again, I just looked at this crowd in North Carolina and I said, I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. I just broke up with my fiance. And everyone, oh. And I said, it is truly just me and a guitar up here, so just bear with me. I'll get through it, but I don't have a band to hide behind. And they go,
that just gives me the chills.
but somebody
again right
shouts
there.
out, you're in good hands. And I said, I'm going to write that song. And it was one of the most beautiful nights. I had a woman stand up during that note card thing I was talking about. And I said, if you guys, anybody have a context to what you've put on these cards, just let me know. And one stood up and she had been in a domestic abusive relationship for 16 years. I think had 6 kids. And she really stood up and like told her story. Another gentleman hadn't been to a live concert in 16 years and he had like dropped, I guess like 60 pounds or something. And he just said this was such a beautiful night. And like what he had been going through on an insecurity level, it was really, really special.
So the fact is, if you want to have a therapy session, either
Go to one of my
from a
shows.
stage,
Well, anything
either
that's-
have Morgan on the
Yes.
podcast or go to one of her shows because they instantly turn into therapy sessions for everyone involved
and
there.
especially the solo acoustic ones, because I just want to really connect with people. And obviously, there's a time and a place because some venues, we're big and it's a full band thing, and we're just like vibing and it's all that. But yeah, I that's why I truly cherish the small shows too, because it's such a different connection. And I feel like there still needs to be that place of building that super fan, that listener, that friend forever that, feels so connected to you. And I'm like, that is important to me for just like longevity. Like I have to have this in my life. I feel like my purpose.
I think artists spend a whole career trying to figure that out, and it comes to you naturally.
Right.
That ability to connect with people. It's just something
Yeah.
that you lead with that ability to connect with people.
It's everything.
That's-
It's relationships.
You really do.
And life is about the relationships. And, sometimes you meet a dud.
Sometimes you meet a dud. That's a song, right?
That's okay.
Sometimes you meet a dud.
And that's okay.
No, I totally get that. I just remember like when I'd be going through different turmoil in my life, going to the studio and being in front of the camera and being at work, even though I was filled with hate toward Nikki, it was often quite distracting for me. And
yeah,
it
so
felt
think
pretty
about
good
it.
there. So
Yeah.
it just kind of takes your mind off what's
we
going
weren't
on,
really
let you
bringing,
transport.
like joy and like music and helping the world.
We know we were making the world worse. Yeah. So
No, you're waking up with making the day beautiful.
Oh, you never watched the news, did you? She never watched.
The news can be crazy.
So we got into this thing we were
I
doing.
wasn't up yet.
No.
Smart.
All my friends that are in music, they still ask if I'm working on news. It's like, no, when you get up at noon, you know this stuff, okay? Or you don't know this stuff. But we were into beet shots in the morning with a little ginger juice for energy there. So I was going to ask you, you do that ginger, lemon?
I do, ginger, lemon, apple cider vinegar.
That's it. That's the nasty part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mix it all together?
With some honey, Manuka honey.
Okay.
Do that before you start your day.
Anything.
Yeah, but on the road I take like an apple cider vinegar like capsule.
Yeah.
Just to have it, but it's not as effective. I can feel it.
What does it help with? Your
Digestion.
Okay.
It's got all like vinegars. I have a whole book of why vinegars are like healing and stuff. It's wild. But, our gut, like there's a lot going on with our foods and everything. Like, I don't know. It's fascinating.
This is a rabbit hole we love.
I know.
Actually. We love this because
I will. I totally
have you
will
done
go
the
down.
sauerkraut thing? A bite of sauerkraut every day yet? Because that's the.
I love sauerkraut. I just had it 2 nights ago. Why do people hate sauerkraut?
It's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
I like the vinegar.
Yep.
Yeah. So does my husband. He loves
Nikki, it's the
vinegar.
fermentation in the sauerkraut that actually gets your bio in your gut all balanced out there. So
So that's probably
It's
why
the
my
vinegar.
gut's off because I don't do any of that.
Then you just need to drink vinegar.
Okay. Can I put it in my
Olive
coffee?
oil too. They say if you drink olive oil first thing in the morning too.
extra virgin.
I was reading. Have you know who Brooke
Why
Burke
do we-
is?
Is that a real thing? Probably. What?
She does. Brooke Burke does the extra virgin olive oil with lemons and mixes that up.
Yeah, lemons are great for you too. It's a detoxer.
Right. We need to get Morgan Miles's like morning health regimen.
I know. It kind of changes sometimes, but I need to like.
It's hard to stick with something.
You know what I want to do is invent things that are traveling.
Do it.
That's my hardest thing is finding how to make all this.
You can't juice ginger on the road as easily.
Yeah,
you
just
can't
and then
find
like
this
smoothies
stuff.
so I've been using for the protein because women have to have like 75 grams of protein a day.
I get maybe 10.
It's just so hard, but I figured out different like plant-based proteins that
Like what?
well, just like making like first off, I use a protein powder that is plant-based.
Of course.
It's just cleaner. You can feel
Will
it.
you send this to me? What is it called?
Yeah,
If you know,
I use Travani right now or Kachava, and that has like Kachava's got all these different nutrients in it. It's really cool, and you can get this at Target now.
Okay.
But I started drinking that before they actually hit those stores. But like you just add water, and it doesn't taste that bad. It's fine. Like, of course, you can do a bigger smoothie.
Yeah.
When I'm home, I have that. I have all the bells. and
Little
whistles.
collagen in the coffee sometimes.
Yeah,
right? You
like
gotta do the
all of
collagen,
that.
and that's available everywhere.
Yeah.
Nikki, you don't know about any of this stuff.
Well, you used to put collagen in my coffee.
I did put collagen in your
Yeah.
coffee. I used to put other things in your coffee too, but
That
that's beside
explains
the
a
point.
lot.
That's right there,
Explains
right?
a lot. Okay, everybody needs to get out your phone right after this podcast, and you need to get out Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your music, and search Morgan Miles with a Y, and then you need to pre-save her new single.
Yes.
Am I the only one that says Morgan Miles with a Y?
No, I do that all the time.
Okay.
I feel like I should just change my name. There's too many Morgans.
I just
there's
I
a lot
love
more,
an artist with the last name Myles. It's just so
my
it's so
dad's first
poetic,
name.
right?
Oh, I was going to be, so my real last name is super long. Pincino. I never really say this, but it's 12 letters long, and it just was butchered.
Oh, everybody
So-
announcing you on stage.
Oh
Welcome,
my
Margaret
gosh,
Pensacola.
so
Welcome.
bad. So bad. But
Margaret.
part
I
of me
said
misses
Margaret.
that last
I
name.
couldn't even get when I get your last name.
It's like, and the French, the full original name is Paisneau de la Fleur, and it's bird of the flower. And the bird type is a finch bird in French, and it's actually a songbird. And I was like,
This
I
is
missed my
fascinating.
real last name.
Wow.
And Myles, I was supposed to be a boy, and they were going to name me Myles. That's how lame I
That's
did.
so
This is when I
cute.
first, was so young going, Myles.
I
think it's adorable.
I'm seeing the future right now. I'm seeing an album with your real last name
Yeah. With
a
as
LaFleur
the
on it.
name of the album.
Yeah, well,
of it
I was,
there.
and there's definitely for this next album a French influence of really like my heritage and like, a focus on like my gap teeth because
I love
that's
it.
just very much my family lineage. And now that I've lost my grandmother recently. She had a huge gap, and she even had dentures made, y'all, and she kept the gap. Like,
I love the gap.
the gap is very much, and I try to
It's
have
their
braces,
signature.
everything. You guys, I had every contraption growing up. I mean, I even had this like contraption where there was like 2 springs to like make my 2 front teeth like go like, and they started going like buck teeth. But the came back. The gap will not leave.
I
the
love
gap it's a problem.
The gap is chic.
I hope. At
is.
least they're straight.
Yes.
They're very straight there.
And they're very
For
white.
now.
We've gone from music, we've gone to
Teeth.
health. Now we're
Covered it all.
talking about dentures and teeth and
Random.
spring-loaded things that shoot your teeth out
I mean,
forward.
if you're
there,
talking
so
to a songwriter, you know we're just
You're
going
never-
to snowball
yeah.
into like
Right.
the most random
We love
shit
that.
ever.
That's us.
Next.
That is absolutely us there. So May 30th is the new album coming out.
No,
That's
May
the song
30th
coming
is
out.
the first song. No, my album
Yeah.
is going to come out November 14th.
Is there a reason for that date?
You know, it's insane. I did not pick it. It was my team that picked it out on a strategy level.
But
What's insane is that's my cousin Mac's birthday that passed away that I was so close to. Isn't that wild?
your whole life right now seems to be guided somehow.
Yeah,
right?
I keep seeing
It's-
angel
it-
numbers everywhere. So,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, you're speaking Neil's language right now.
oh my God.
If you pulled up my photos in my phone right now, about every other one is a
Screenshots.
license plate.
Oh my gosh.
I go
really?
around. Yes, I go
His
around
angel
and
numbers.
I see them. I see them.
I see 'em all the
222,
time.
333, 444. I see 'em everywhere.
Yes.
Or patterns. 1 2
Yep.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Any of my passwords are angel numbers. It's
Yeah.
like it's how I roll.
Since the beginning of this tour, it was just like constantly seeing them, and I just knew God was like protecting me with everything that was going on. And I don't know, call us crazy, but
No, it's not
it's a
crazy.
little sign to keep believing.
They're little god winks.
I know,
I love that.
but yeah,
How often do you meet someone and they by the end of the conversation they say I feel like I've known you my whole life?
I get that all the time. Last night I got that.
I feel that
He
way,
goes,
yeah.
I know you don't know me, but
Sure.
I feel like, I mean, we definitely know you. So, but that's important to me because I feel like that's the best, you know, just knowing that I want to be as authentic as I can be and for people to relate to me and they don't feel alone because for me, music makes me feel like I'm not alone. And that's such a powerful gift for people to just because I feel like when you are very low and depressed and in your head or anxious, you just feel like, why is this happening to me or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, God has truly a path for all of us and it's not fair, but it's how you get through it and it's how you connect with other people and you have to use what you've been through to help others. Like, I think that's why we go through a lot of what we go through.
Amen. That was perfect. Perfectly said.
Wisdom.
I feel like I want to take that last little segment and
Yeah.
move it all the way to the very front of the
Do
whole.
whatever you want.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, let's just pray that I got everything correct on this
Oh my
recording right
gosh,
here.
I will
'cause
kill
there's-
you, Neil Orn. I will kill you.
Okay, hold on. Go say that again.
I will kill you if you mess this up.
So someday in court,
okay.
Morgan, that's going to be introduced, and you're going to be a
Don't subpoena
secondary
me.
witness.
I already have video of him talking about how he's going to hide my body. So we're
Oh my gosh.
real
Did you know
talk.
if you use an icicle, there's really no traceable weapon
Do you know the
Just
saddest part about that? Where did he get that idea?
from her husband?
From my husband.
What is happening? Are they in
just-
cahoots?
I know. I think so. Morgan, can I come with you?
She's like, I don't sleep at night. I have one eye
I'm
open.
just saying that, there's a plan in place. And when that plan needs to be executed, we will be executing the plan. Okay?
Okay.
Kept emphasis on execute. Okay.
Okay, I'm
So
staying
there you
single
go.
the rest of my
This,
life.
now you're.
Because I sleep well right now.
Yeah.
You're so
Morgan.
fun. I want.
Thank
Please
you.
come back
You
and
guys
visit
are
us
great.
again.
Thank you
This
so
is
much for your
really.
time.
it's
Oh my
just-
gosh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
it's-
come back anytime. If you guys need, another host, just bring me to your round
We would
table.
love that.
I don't think we
love
can
that.
keep up with you. We'd like,
Oh my God, yeah.
it'd be
I'm
us
like,
hosting
where
a
the hell am
podcast
I
where we
now?
just sat there with our hand like this the whole
listen to her.
time.
I
She's
know.
like, "Go ahead, take it, girl. Go
Oh
ahead.
my God, stop.
Just absolutely, just take this
you guys should
person
cut to some of
apart."
our co-writing sessions.
Oh my gosh, we would love that.
It is kind of therapy in a way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Therapy sessions all the way with songwriting
Yeah.
sessions. You're like 6 hours later, you're
Yeah.
just like, were you at 6? 6
Well, and it's
o'clock?
the whole thing like, oh, Taylor Swift just broke up with someone. I can't wait for the album that comes out
Yeah,
about this.
yeah.
It's like, no, stop. That's weird.
I know.
It's kind of weird. But anyway, our time is running out here, and we appreciate you so much. And thank you so much.
appreciate
So,
you
new song May 30th, the album November 14th. And you are doing some tour dates, and those are on your website. But it's Morgan Myles Live.
Yes, morganmileslive.com. Those are also my socials. So yes, please follow along. Please pre-save all those. It really does help me if you care.
We're doing it right now. I'm going to do it right now.
We're
Thank
doing
you.
it right now. There.
We love you, Morgan. Thank you.
We love
All right, we
you.
appreciate that. And come back. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Oh,
If you messed up
confirm
that
start
audio,
recording.
I'm going to kill you now.
Confirm
I'm
start
literally gonna kill you.
recording. I'm just kidding.